The future of Bitcoin and crypto custody is going to be your local bank. And I'll explain to you why. What's going on, guys? David here from Sin City Crypto. Before I explain to you why I said what I just said, let me just give you some background as to what just happened. So Prime Trust, one of the leading crypto custodians, has officially halted withdrawals and deposits over the weekend. Prime Trust is a company that's been around since 2016. They are considered a qualified custodian, which means they're regulated, they're registered. They're supposed to be the cream of the crop, right? Come in and register, okay? They came in and registered, so what the hell happened? Now, I do want to mention as well, Prime Trust was massive. It served a lot of huge institutions like FTX, like Celsius, like Kraken, like Swan Bitcoin, and many, many more. They held more than 200 coins and tokens, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and even stable coins. And what's even more odd about this whole situation is they raised $100 million just 1 year ago. I do want to give credit to Scott Melker, the Wolf of Wall Streets. He did post a 15-minute long video on Twitter, which I will put the link to that in the description of this video. You should definitely go watch that in its entirety. A lot of the information I'm pulling is from that video. I'm just going to give some context in my personal opinion. Now, like I did mention, Prime Custody was a qualified custodian. But what happened? Well, according to Mr. Melker's video, they lost the private keys. The private keys that you need for people's Bitcoin that you custodied, they lost them. And according to the video, the allegations are they lost the keys, didn't tell anyone, and then they went ahead and decided to continue to take new customer funds. And then use those customer funds to do things like leverage trade and gamble to make up that shortfall. Well, BitGo came in earlier this month and they said, hey, we'll buy out Prime Trust. We'll buy out Prime Trust. And of course, anytime you enter into an agreement, a company has what's called a due diligence period. Same thing with Binance and FTX. When Binance came in and said, we'll buy FTX when FTX was burning down, guess what? Binance also had their due diligence, and guess what? They also backed out of that deal. Right after BitGo backed out, the state of Nevada, issued a cease and desist order for Prime Trust, saying, hey, they mentioned that there was a shortfall of customer funds, that people weren't able to get their money out, and essentially saying they're insolvent. So this a few things for me to unpack here. One, my first question is, how the hell, right, regulators like Gary Gensler, like the SEC say, come in and register, we're going to protect investors. They were registered. They did go in and register. So what the hell happened? What the hell happened? Two, this plays right into the traditional finance, the traditional financial companies, like your banks, like your hedge funds, that say, look, even your darling, your knight in shining armor, Prime Trust Custody, who's regulated, who's qualified, who's trusted by the biggest companies, they don't even know what the hell they're doing. But guess what? We've been around for decades. Some of them have been around for a century. We haven't had any issue holding your money. Let us hold your Bitcoin as well. And honestly, to be completely honest with you, I don't blame people. The people, whether it's institutions and companies or the average person, if they don't want to hold their private keys, now, of course, custodying your own crypto is number one. It's one thing I'd recommend, and I'll always recommend. Don't trust anyone, custody your own crypto. But that's for us, the people that are in the space, new people coming in, right? The retail investor, the masses that come in, they're not going to want to hold their own private keys, right? They just want to set it and forget it. All right, I bought my Bitcoin. I have my investment here. You take care of it. I don't trust myself. I don't have time. Whatever the case may be. They're going to go to their bank, and I don't blame them. We had James Seyfert on our show, a ETF analyst, and he said, our industry, our crypto industry, our big players, they've been punching themselves in the face. And here's another one. Here's a prime example, pun intended. So why didn't the regulators catch on? What does that mean moving forward? Banks like Citibank, BNY Mellon, JP Morgan Chase, those are going to be the future custodians of institutional and retail cryptocurrencies, whether we like them or not. We've had multiple chances and we squandered them. We've had multiple companies rise to the top and they squandered it. They did illegal stuff. They weren't careful. They played with people's money. And that's what happened. And so if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're a crypto fanatic. You've been in our space for quite a while. I would urge you, if you are custodying your own crypto, continue to custody your own crypto. Take your crypto off exchanges, okay? Because these companies, right? And I mentioned a few names, companies like Kraken and Swan Bitcoin that custody customer Bitcoin. Well, guess what? Somebody has to custody their Bitcoin. And it's companies like Prime Trust. So we can't even trust those companies and not say it's the exchange's fault. But man, get your coins off of exchanges and be ready for the next wave of crypto custodians that are going to come in. It's going to be the traditional banks. It's going to be the traditional hedge funds. And so guys, go check out that Twitter video by Scott Melker. The link is in the description of this video. And until next time, peace.